The sound of a school bell ringing, followed by stacky feedback from an intercom. Attention all students. Please report to the basement immediately. I repeat, all students, please report to the basement. The voice was odd, monotone, yet urgent. But that wasn't the weirdest part. Our school doesn't have a basement. Everyone just kind of looked at each other, shrugging it off as a senior prank, until the lights flickered. Once, twice, then a long, unsettling hum filled the air. The floor beneath our feet seemed to vibrate, a low groan echoing through the building, as if the school itself was waking up from a long sleep. The intercom crackled back to life. All students, proceed to the basement now. This time, there was no mistaking the command. It wasn't a prank, something was wrong. We started moving, a slow, hesitant tide of students pouring into the hallways. There were no teachers, no staff, just us. We walked towards the west wing, where a basement asterisk should asterisk have been, but the hallway just kept going. We passed the same row of lockers 3 times, but each time, the posters on the walls were different. A prom announcement was replaced by a faded fire safety diagram, then by a child's crayon drawing of a smiling sun. It felt like we were walking for hours, the air growing colder, the walls seeming to close in. The intercom voice became our only guide, a constant, distorted presence. Keep walking, just a little further down. The words began to slur, stretching into an electronic drawl. Down, down, down. The crowd thinned as people peeled off, trying different doors, searching for an exit. But the main group, mesmerized by the voice, pushed forward. We were walking in circles, I was sure of it. The architecture was twisting, hallways looping back on themselves in ways that defied physics. The fluorescent lights overhead buzzed erratically, casting long, dancing shadows that looked like grasping hands. Panic was a metallic taste in my mouth. Then we saw it. At the end of a corridor we'd never seen before was a single, heavy metal door. It was rusted at the edges, cold to the touch. A small, grimy plaque was bolted to the center. It read, "Basement." A collective sigh of relief rippled through the remaining students. We were finally here. Someone jiggled the handle. Locked, of course. But as my hand rested against the cold metal, I heard something. Voices, muffled but familiar. I pressed my ear against the door. I could hear me. My own voice, talking about my plans for the weekend. I could hear my friend Sarah complaining about chemistry homework. It was us. Recordings of conversations from days, even weeks ago, all playing at once from behind the door. Fear, cold and sharp, pierced through my confusion. Why were our voices in there? What was this place? While everyone else was frozen, listening to their own echoes, I felt an inexplicable pull to keep going, as if the intercom's command was meant only for me. I left the group huddled by the door and rounded a corner, finding a narrow, steep staircase I hadn't seen before, leading down into absolute darkness. The voice in my head, the real one from the intercom, urged me on. You're almost there, just you. I descended the steps, one at a time, my hand trailing along a damp concrete wall. The air was thick and musty. At the bottom was a small, windowless room, lit by a single bare bulb hanging from a wire. In the center of the room was a simple desk and a chair, and on the desk was an old intercom microphone. My breath caught in my throat. Someone was sitting in the chair, their back to me. I took a hesitant step forward, my voice a whisper. Hello? The figure slowly turned. My blood ran cold. The face I saw was my own. It smiled, a hollow, empty expression, and leaned toward the microphone. Its lips parted, and a familiar monotone voice filled the tiny room. My voice. Next announcement in 3 minutes.